We had this conversation when we first knew that this clip was edited just a couple weeks ago. Um, and we were talking about this clip was played at my trial. Um, this exact clip that the BBC played was played at our trial. So not only did it affect the jury pool or affected the president himself, it affected justice, right? And in this case, it was people that were rabid anti-Trumpers. In the jury pool, and this did not help the situation at all. By showing those words by the president, I think maybe we might take decisive action against the BBC also. But you also got to think about this, and it's one of the reasons why we're suing the DOJ. The DOJ knew that those weren't the words by the president, and they knew everybody would be fooled by this BBC clip because it kind of, if you look at it, it kind of looks like it just like flows. It almost looks like one entire clip, and they knew this, and they still brought this forward in front of the jury. And it wasn't again until a couple weeks ago that I figured out that no, wait, this is not his words. I think they were like 40 something minutes apart. They weren't even close to each other. He wasn't even talking about the same thing.
I just actually thought of it as I'm sitting here right now thinking to myself, wow, President Trump has the case, but even maybe more so, the people who went to jail because of this fabricated evidence is unbelievable to me. So you're confirming that this is the clip that was played at your trial? I didn't know
Yes.
that.
Yes, this was a clip
That's
that was played in my trial. No, it's super insane. And I believe it was played at the beginning of our trial. And if I'm not mistaken, here's where I don't know. I believe it was put in there during closing statements. That part I'm not sure of, but I will tell you it was played at our trial.
Right. It's crazy. And we want to play that for the audience really quick, that clip. This was provided by Nick Sorter on X. Not sure if they're going to play what President Trump actually said first or what was edited, but we'll discuss that after. Take a watch of the president's speech and what was fabricated by the BBC by editing right here.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and I'll be there with you, and we fight. We fight like hell. We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women.
And there was so much more to it. I mean, I really want to poke more around, and so should you. I know that he also said we're going to peacefully and patriotically, which they completely left out of the BBC version. So the second part is what he actually said, but they didn't even put in the peacefully and patriotically. That first clip is absolutely not what the president said. I was sitting in the second row at the Ellipse watching that speech in real time, and I remember every word of it. I don't even have to go back and look and know that that is completely, obviously being misrepresented and just editing, and not even good editing for that matter. So something that we could talk about, and you should definitely look into, suing the BBC, suing the Department of Justice and those attorneys, those psycho attorneys that literally thought it was okay to use BBC edited footage instead of the actual raw footage, which I'm sure existed and they had in their possession, of the president's speech. Is that legal? I don't know. I mean, I know prosecutors do dirty things all the time. So I'm interested to hear what your attorneys have to say about that, Enrique.